All right, so I muted it now. Okay, the YouTube side of it, anyways. And thank you for the like and share. And I, of course, sent the invite to Tug out earlier. Um, all right, so yeah, so oh wait, you said you were going to try to share some pictures, but I guess you can't because you didn't do anything on your computers.
I didn't. You're right. That's why I told you about that. So to tell everyone else, I was the first half of the week I was busy catching up with friends. I had gifts from California to bring back and hang out with people. And then yesterday I realized I don't like sitting down here in the kitchen. I don't know how the rest of the country is. Last year I didn't care, but this year I do care since I've been to Palm Springs. It's really cold here in Minnesota, and I don't like sitting down in the kitchen and freezing. So I'm not on my computer and I'm not on YouTube a lot. And hopefully it'll warm up soon. And I'll get back to what I had been doing. But
yeah, so
because the computer.
Yeah, so
oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh wait, no, you go ahead.
I was going to say I have a computer upstairs, but it's an old crappy one, so it's not like my laptop here, which I do stuff on.
Yeah.
Some people call the old crappy computers the naked lady box. I didn't say that. That's rude.
Yeah, so anyways, we're just actually give me a second. I'm gonna go off camera here for a quick moment if you want to entertain people for a second.
Okay.
I might be able to invite, at least see if I can get somebody on. So I'll be right back.
Hi, woo! If I could do cartwheels, I would, but I can't. I'm just kidding. Let's see. Got my popcorn here today. And a big soda. And I don't even know if anyone's watching. But in case anyone is, we do have Hangman. I haven't made a word. Let me think about that. I'm going to get a word going for you guys. Anyone who's familiar with the show knows that the subject never changes. It's specifically about one person that I'm thinking. So I always do words describing that person. I guess we'll call that person Brandon. So I'll give you an example of some of the words we've done. Let's see. Rude was last week. Idiot. Diaper. That's a good word because he poops them. Taliban. I wrote Sheldon the very first week. I thought it was Sheldon instead of Brandon. So that was my bad. It says two people are here. Okay. Let's see. What did I do this week? Through Wednesday, I was, like I said, I was catching up with my old friends. I had trinkets and things to bring back from California to give to some friends. I was asking my buddy Sean, I'm like, so you didn't light off any of the fireworks in the snow? And he's like, no. They're wrapped up and put away in the garage. Once it warms up, we'll see. He's also talking about figuring out what kind of 22 to buy so he can teach his son how to shoot. Max is 8. So one of the nice things about living in even though it's Minnesota, which everyone thinks is blue, and it is, once you're outside of the Republic of Hennepin County, it gets pretty redneck, pretty yeehaw out here. It can, I guess. Much so more where my kids are up in Big Lake in the northwest part of the state, heading out towards St. Cloud. A lot more rich people down here where I'm at in Prior Lake, so the rich people tend to be like, I'm going to tell you how to think. I'm smarter and better than you. I'm just rambling. Mike, you should come back and save your show because I'm ruining it. He wants to hear what I have to say. What am I doing? I'm doing something that you can't see off screen, right? Okay. All right. Wednesday at trivia, we got our butts kicked. One game. Let's see. Oh, there he is.
my barber, when I told him that when I told him about the channel and stuff, and like he like Captain and the Kids, which is one of the stories we'll actually be covering and I featured. It's the one that you've compared to Cats and Jammer Kids
Okay, yeah.
before. So
Mhm.
so he kind of was into that. So I was just giving him a call and know that we'll be getting started.
Barber, I thought you lost a fight with a lawnmower. It looks good. It looks good. Good to see your haircut. I also got my haircut as well.
Mm-hmm. Let me just do some follow up. See if I can find some people who might be. All right, so let's see now.
Oh no, I didn't even bring down my temporary Lulz trophy. There's no Lulz trophy. I'll keep track if people show up, and I'll award it next week.
I just sent a message to Toys that I was on. So
okay.
Yeah.
I don't have to. I'm not heading out anywhere, so like I can chill after the show if you want.
All right.
Does anybody else buy bendy straws? Because drinking soda, you gotta have ice. You gotta have your bendy straw. That's just me.
Yeah, so let's see where are we at on time. So I'll probably start right around. Oh, we do have a third person in here. Hello, third person. Welcome to the. We're just waiting to. Well, now that we have 3 people in, I guess we can go ahead and get kind of started on what we're doing here. So.
And I hope you didn't see me babbling like an idiot.
So, on this week's edition of the Historical Comic Retrospect, we're going to be looking at Tip Top Comics, Volume 1, Number 30 from United Features Syndicate. Went on sale back in September of 1938. We'll be going over some of the stories and, maybe doing some commentaries, comparative social commentary, word and language uses analysis, and whatever else we can come up with, and including some math calculations, with Batgoat's handy inflation calculator.
I shall do my best.
So without any further ado, and Batgoat, as always, if something catches your eye, you want to comment on something, feel free to chime in.
Okay, sounds good.
All right, so let's see now. Yes. Yeah, it's even taken me a couple weeks to get myself back into the swing of things a bit with this. Anyways, all right, so here we are, Tip Top Comics, and they had Tarzan and Little Abner as part of this title too. But only now you notice October there, that's a cover date, but the on sale date is usually like a month or 2 ahead of the cover date. So that's why there's Tarzan right there with a lion, number 30, and among the features also Little Abner, Captain and the Kids, Jim Hardy, Ella Cinders, Little Mary Mix-Up, Fritzy Rich, Frankie Doodle, Bronco Billy. So let's here's the Captain and the Kids feature.
Yep.
Right away.
Yep.
Now I know some of you may wanted to see the Tarzan and Little Abner, but from what I've seen, Batgoat, you already know this because you've been with me on this before. But those, for whatever reason, were not included in these comics.
Okay.
Scanned. I don't know if they're just lost or if it's like copyright issue or whatever. But anyways, we still enjoyed the stuff that we already see.
Or maybe the dude lives in Minnesota and it got too cold in his kitchen and he was like, I can't put all these in. I just
yeah. And of course, if for those in the chat as well, those in the audience, if you guys want to chime in as well, feel free to do so. So anyways, without any further, let me boost this up to where I can read it a little better. Let's see. Yeah. All right, that should be good right there. Don't want to make it too big and make it so. Captain and the Kids by I guess his first name is actually Rudolph R. Dirks or Rudolph Dirks. Dot's life. Golly, and I thought I had cured him. Peanut shrimp. Oh, scum and rum. For the last time it's their rough stuff out. For the last time, it's the rough stuff out, or you want their convincer or convincer. Okay, it's out. The captain got right. Only lowlifes get tough. I wonder. Ah! Poor fellas. No brains. Got their trouble. I wouldn't be so sure. Peace, peace and quiet is better as such a mess. Sounds fine. For the love of Mike. Grr. Well, okay, guys, I'm straight. Anyways, for the love of Mike.
Oh, it's like saying for the love of Pete. For the love
Yeah,
of Mike.
I know. I was making a funny. And if you haven't already, if you can like and share the thing so we can get some more friendly people in here, that'd be appreciated.
Hit that like button, y'all.
Grrr! Home chams. Ace is up their sleeve, eh? Ow! Peace and quiet. What's their use? Ooh!
Poof. Then they start fighting again.
Yep. Big Chief want pie. Want quick. Ooh, Indianers! Pale face, make 'em swell pie. Yum. Such a knife. Big Chief want mince pumpkin or gooseberry. Ina, mina, mo.
Like Dunkleberries on Phineas and Ferb.
Yeah. Want mince. Heavens, they're mountaineers. Robbers. Want pumpkin. Yeah, thievers. Want gooseberry. Stealers. Shucks. High up on a mountain top, Philua, tum take 'em flop. To lay, be oh.
I guess they're yodeling, huh?
Yeah. That's what because I see some of the, like, I don't know if you see it up in the left, maybe up in the left-hand corner here.
Yeah, the music notes. Yeah, they're
Music
singing.
note. So
They're like
Huh?
Native American dudes They're like Cherokees that live like Yeti, that live like Nepalese up in the mountains, and they're singing German yodeling songs. All right, I'm just trying to wrap my brain around it.
Well, yeah, I guess I'm not getting quite focused on the voices as well, I guess.
I know, no, that's cool.
They'll easy come, easy went. Phooey! Injuns, these, you sure? A mincer, a pumpkin, and a wozelberry. Leon, Mac stuff, you don't know their half.
I don't understand that.
Did you not understand it because of how I was voicing it? Or?
No, I don't get the punchline at the end of that one. You don't know the half of what?
I guess he was trying to say you don't know the half of it. In other words, because
they did the original stealing and then they got it stolen from them. Yeah. Okay, I get it.
Yeah. Pie stealing mountaineers, eh? I show 'em. Watch out, Captain. Captain, they's toughers. He ain't fooling. Fee, five, swell 'em pie, fo, fum, gobble 'em. Yodelay-dee-do. Down mountainside, climb. Come on up, see 'em sometime. Oh yeah, yodel the lady who dunner vetter vot a coconut. Well, if I have to, I have to. It looks more like a cannonball than a coconut. Hey, Batgoat. Oh, Batgoat's muted. Okay. Hey, Toys. My wife just asked if you could go to the bleep section. I'm like, it's right. Oh, God. Excuse me. That was Mrs. Toys being a weirdo. Okay. Okay. I guess Batgoat is muted for the moment.
Mike, keep going.
Yeah, I was asking you.
I'm not watching. Just give me a few minutes, okay?
All right. All right. I'll just move on then, since I guess it's gonna be a moment. Your lady who lift low and mountaineers. It's no use to be soft. But what is their idea? But what is their idea? You mind your business and mind mine. You mind your business and I mind mine. A what? Yep, a prehistoric cavern somewhere on this island. A knot! Eureka! Move the rock. I think we've found it. Well, what good is it? On the threshold of the mystic past, goody goody. It looks spooky. What says their conscription? It says this way to the royal galleries. Marvelous primitive civilization before our eyes. Golly. Actually, those look like little kids. Those look more like little kid doodles. Hmm. Anyways. Let's see.
I'm back.
All right.
Apparently,
Yeah,
I made a drunk purchase the other night, but it was a good one. I bought a rice cooker. And my roommate's like, dude, what is this? I'm like, I don't know. See, he's like, you got to find out what it is. All right. It's a rice cooker. We're both like, woohoo.
Yeah, we have what looks like some kitty doodles on the rock there.
Okay, hey toys.
Yeah. The indelible record of man's earliest days. Look at that. Doesn't that look more like kitty doodle to you?
It does. Yeah, it doesn't look like the old caveman drawings. No.
At last, we left the dim veil of time's hazy dawn. A history that will astound the world, my friend. Oh, old stuff. I say, where are you? I say, where are you? A million years, and they haven't changed a bit. Something. Oh, he looked like he's spanking the kids.
I think he is.
Oh, maybe he thinks that that's what
like that they were graffitiing.
Yeah, or something to that effect. Or they were graffitiing something that maybe they did to him at some point.
That's what it looks like. Yeah. It's not old stuff. It's because the mustache. It's him, and they put a tack on his chair. That's what the drawings of.
Ah, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you
as you see, he flies off the. There he is. They're putting the tack on his chair, and then you see on the next one, he flies off it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And then, of course, you knew I was saying that this was like kitty doodle.
Yes.
All right, so we got Jim Hardy there.
Or maybe it's that they didn't do it; that they found those things. It's like, look, the kids, even a million years ago, are like they are today. I'm going to spank mine just because. I don't know. That didn't make any sense. Never mind.
And look at the artwork here, Jim Hardy. Tip Top Ticklers. Let's see where we are. So we're already at 24 minutes into it.
Hey, that's good. You see that very first one?
What?
I've heard this before. A new verb.
Not yet.
A new verb. Do you like Kipling? I don't know. Let me go down a little bit.
Yeah. A new verb. Do you like Kipling? I don't know. How do you Kipling?
How do you Kipple? Now, the joke at Kipling is a poet. So this would be something that a guy would be saying to a girl in the 1920s. They're sitting under a tree. I've seen this. It's like a famous joke. Do you like Kipling? And he's going to read her some poetry. And she's like, I don't know. How do you Kipple? Like it's a naughty thing. It's simple, it's old, it's dumb, but I like that joke.
Yeah, it took me a sec, but I guess I can say Boulder Bang. See what this one says. Goliath, why don't you stand up like a man and fight me? Oh, Goliath saying, why don't you stand up like a man and fight me? David, wait till I get a little bolder.
It took me like 5 seconds to figure that out.
Yeah. Well, I'm
A
probably
little
slightly behind reading it.
bolder.
Yeah.
That is good. I like it.
Cluck, cluck. Listener. And now, dear friends, I want to ask you, what is a home without a mother? Voice, an incubator. Okay.
That's funny. That's funny. Good farm humor.
Yeah. Laughing gas. Why do they call the dentist office parlors? Why? Parlor is the old-fashioned name for a drawing room.
I don't understand that.
Yeah, the fact that I had to actually think about it, I think I know drawing room, like usually like a drawing room, like an audience room for like a stand-up comedian act.
Okay.
I may be overthinking it a bit, but all right.
Sure.
Melodramatic villain to railroad signalman. And when a girl drives up in a red roadster, hee, let her drive on to her doom. Signalman. You may count on my unflagging support. Okay.
He's the signalman back in the day would be sitting there with flags. Don't go down this road. She's going to drive up in the roadster.
I kind of get it.
And he says, don't say anything. Ha ha ha. And she'll die. And he's like, you have my unflagging support. So he's going to kill her. Am I getting that right? I don't think it's that funny.
Yeah. Sky high. Visitor. Your sky is much clearer here than it is in London. Cab driver. Sure, we have skyscrapers here.
That's funny. I've never heard anything like that.
That's yeah. I mean,
it's so simple.
You kind of get more of the pun there.
Yeah, it's really simple and dumb, and I love it.
We have I don't know if it's partly because maybe of how I'm delivering it or not, whether or not they're funny, but
well, you know me, I like old dumb humor. So,
yeah. The Big Apple. When you finally gave Jack a dance, did he respond quickly? Did he? He was on my feet in an instant. Okay.
Because he's a bad dancer.
Yeah.
Because normally he would be on his feet, but he was on my feet because he's a bad dancer. He kept stepping on her toes.
Yeah. Now let's run over a few things together, said the automobile instructor to his pupil.
That's good. I like that one. Let's run over a few things together. Maybe
bad choice of words right there.
Right.
Now, granted, that is a phrasing that is used, but in that particular instance, probably was not the best phrasing to use.
Correct.
For that particular instance, which is what makes it funny. A world figure, Duke. There goes a man who makes things that count in the world. Bill. What does he do? Duke. He works in an adding machine factory.
Not even called a calculator. Called an adding machine back then.
Yeah. So okay. So I kind of get the joke all.
Yeah, that one's dumb. That's not that good.
It curdled. Jim, what's the matter? Jam. I wrote an article on fresh milk, and the editor condensed it.
That's good. Condensed milk.
Curdled milk is condensed milk, I guess.
Well, no, it doesn't curdle. They cook it. They do something. they do something in condensed milk because it's like from the Civil War, maybe is when they first made it. So like it could last longer and you could still have dairy. I don't think it's curdled.
Oh, okay.
I think they boil it and they evaporate it and then it becomes kind of sweet that way.
Hmm.
I don't know. I'll look it up.
Yeah. A martyr, Mr. X. What are you worrying about, my boy? Boy, father's invented a new soap, and every time a customer comes in, he demonstrates it on me. Okay, I got the humor there a little bit. Did you back out?
Shoot, hang on. I missed that one.
Oh, a martyr. I'll read this again. Mr. X, what are you worrying about, my boy? Boy, father's invented a new soap, and every time a customer comes in, he demonstrates it on me.
Ouch. Yeah, that's no fun. No fun to be that kid.
Yeah, little kids don't like baths.
No. So condensed milk, I was right. So they call it evaporated. They somehow get the water out of it, and so it becomes smaller and thicker, and then they add sugar to it. It came about in the Civil War. I do remember that from watching a video, and then they started using it on like the ocean steamers crossing the Atlantic because kids got sick if you brought cows on the actual ships. They used to do that and milk them, and then a bunch of kids died when cows were sick or something like that.
Huh.
Strange story.
Okay. Well, Toys has a couple things to say here. Son's been sleeping well these past few months. He seems to sleep well on the couch. So me and his mom sat him down and asked him why he's asleep, why he's not sleeping in his room. He said, "You and mom jumping on the for jumping on the 4 hours every night keeps me up." We're like, "Oh, okay." Laugh out loud. So is this a lull, Batgoat?
It is. He already got a point.
Yeah. Bed for hours. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
You can read it.
Yeah, I know it's not too net. It's just that.
It's funny. It's blue humor, but you have to think about it.
Yeah.
And it's good.
Okay,
Good one, Toys.
Okay. He's been sleeping good in past a couple of weeks. His mom's been
miserable,
though. All right.
Good one, Toys.
All right. So, oops, Mrs. Cassidy, and how you know that Mrs. Glotz has a set of false teeth? Mrs. O'Connor. Well, it just came out in a conversation.
Oh boy. That's a disturbing visual.
Yeah. You're talking.
That's funny.
Yeah. Was his face red? An eminent gentleman was guest of honor at a dinner party. The mayor of the city presided, and when the dessert was being served, he leaned over to the gentleman saying, "Shall we let the people enjoy themselves a bit longer? Or had we better have your speech now?" I take it that the speech is not going to be a very good speech.
I think he's calling him boring.
Boring.
Hey, did you know that you can, if you go up a little bit, La Crosse, Wisconsin, that's close to me, close enough. I can get some 25-cent photo finishing at
Oh
Moan
yeah,
Photo
well,
Service.
if you were back in 1938, you probably could. I don't know if it'd still be 25 cents photo finishing.
I want a roll developed, printed with colored enlargement for 25 cents. Dang. That's a good deal.
Well, you want to punch it into your inflation calculator and see how much that would be today?
I think that's a pretty good deal. Let's see.
That was September of 1938 when this magazine went on, or when this comic went on sale.
It'd be $4.98, $5 for a roll of film.
And that does sound like a pretty good deal even for today's standards, huh?
Yes, yeah, because back in the day, film developing was always expensive. I remember, not like super expensive, but it was spendy.
All right,
$5, correct, Toys.
So there was a young girl from Fall River was sent out to purchase some liver, but she went to a show and blew all the dough, and her parents will never forgive her.
I like that one.
Nice little limerick there.
Good little limerick.
Let's see. There was a young lady from Decatur. She went to play in a theater. The poor little thing, when she started to sing, got hit with a rotten tomato. Those are some pretty good limericks right there.
I really like that one. She got hit with a rotten tomato.
I'm reminded of the Star Trek: The Next Generation episode, The Naked Now, where The Naked Now was kind of a follow-up to The Naked Time from the original series, where there was that mysterious bacterium or whatever, basically caused the ship to kind of go crazy. I remember the one scene where Data was he was asking the captain. I probably told you about this before. He's asking the captain, well, Captain, there's this they seem to be singing this strange limerick. And Captain Picard asked him, oh yeah, what's the limerick? He goes, well, there was this lady from Venus whose head was shaped like and they touched him up.
That's good.
Yeah, that one was.
He could have said something. He could have said, well, it has something to do with a gentleman from Nantucket. And then everyone would go, yeah, okay, we know where that's going.
Yeah.
Toys is doing another dirty joke there. That's a good one. He got a point.
Yeah.
I don't have the trophy this week, Toys, but I am going to keep track. And if it's you that wins, I'll present it next week.
Yeah. What kind of cavities? Dentist to his nurse when leaving for the golf course. Miss Smith, if anybody... All right. Oh, I'm sorry. Miss Smith, if anybody calls, please tell them I have 18 cavities to fill this afternoon.
That's good.
Okay.
Good golf joke.
Yeah. Roadhog. Absent-minded professor to wife. Mary, I believe I have lost the road. Wife. Are you sure you had it when you left the house? When she was done, she was done. When she was doing, she was done. And when she was done, she was done again. Okay. Now those are some interesting little ticklers. There's some little jokes.
Those are good. I'll be right back. I'm going to grab a drink.
Okay. 40 minutes, so we're making good time.
Yeah, those are fun. I always like those. Like I said, you know me with the good old-fashioned dumb humor.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's one of the nice things, too, to just see how they play with word usage and all that.
Pretty good, honestly. I love Rotten Tomato.
Yep. All right. So, anyways, let's see. More of a tech story there. Ball booters.
Okay.
Bill Guckerson, I guess, of Maryland, made 2 scoring runs of exactly 66 yards to beat Richmond. The score Richmond 0-0, Maryland 60-60.
No. Let's see. Richmond 0 and Maryland 12.
Okay.
That'd be the final score. That's per quarter. First quarter,
Okay.
second quarter, third quarter, fourth
Yeah.
quarter.
And of course, back in these days, college football was actually even a lot more popular than pro football, I believe, right?
I don't know if it ever was more than. I don't know how it worked in the old days. You'd have to ask a sports expert on that.
Yeah. The first time George Matzik of Duquesne got the ball in the Pitt game at Pittsburgh, University of Pittsburgh, he ran 72 yards to a touchdown. The first score of the year against the Panther and first defeat. And Hubert Schultz, Columbia end punted 73 yards against Army and tackled the receiver before it was returned only 8 yards. All right.
He punted it and then he tackled the guy. Nice. Toys. I don't know. I haven't watched your channel in a while, but I always like when you do like the He-Man style, your action figure ones when you redo those guys, and Hot Wheels. I always dig the Hot Wheels, so that'd be my suggestion. He's asking for content suggestion.
And we got Bronco Bill right here. And
there's Mike Walters saying hello. Hello, Mike Walters.
yeah, I have been doing that a bit late. Well, I know that the count is kind of like a little screwy, anyways. But,
Always has been. Yeah.
well, when we have this low a number, but
Yeah.
But I'm here live. Okay, little merry mix-up. Let's see what our little young lady friend here has a bit to do. Little Mary Mix-Up by R.M. Brinkerhoff. You remember this character? Batgoat, from when we read about it, we read her feature before. I know it's been like 5 issues since we last checked in on her.
I don't remember her. I remember Nora.
Yeah. The nurse. Special.
Nora the nurse. Yeah, she was the action lady. I like her.
Mom, let me row over to the village and get Cousin Doris. Will ya? Well, you might as well. I wouldn't know her myself. I haven't seen her since she was a baby. Oh, Mary, get the groceries while you're at the village. You have the list. Okay. Is this little Mary? I'm your cousin Doris. Jiminy! Is that all one person?
Yikes. That's a little rude.
Yeah, but you know that. Okay, so she looks like she's a pretty young child there.
Yes. Yeah. Kids tend to speak their minds. Yeah.
A little, and I know because I was the same. I was quite that way too when I was a kid.
That's a whole lot of woman there.
Mm-hmm. Cousin Doris, I have to stop in the village for the groceries. I'll walk back with you. and a pound of cheese, and that's all. We'll deliver. We'll deliver them this afternoon. Deliver them? I thought we had to take them I thought we had to take them ourselves. Oh my, no. We have a new service.
It's called the 23 Skidoo Shuffle Grubhub.
We deliver all around the bay by motorboat. That's fine. And
See, now that'd be cool to deliver from boat, I think.
And you know, cousin Doris there has a question mark in her. See that?
Yep.
That little question mark over her head. Why? As long as your boat is going up our way, let me take our groceries. And would you mind delivering cousin Doris to our island? You see that, Batgoat?
Yeah.
Mary's mix-ups. Maybe relatives are all right, but friends aren't so funny looking. Yeah.
That's funny.
Well, okay, because the story that I remember we read about her, the last one we read about Little Mary Mix-up.
Hey,
there.
Roberts is here. How you doing? Good to see you.
Hey, Robert, how you doing, man? Thanks for popping in. Hopefully, the hail Lord Xena, and hail Princess Lord Zemu, and hail Princess Xena.
He does that every time he comes in. It's like a joke about Scientology.
Yeah. Well, hey, Robert, if you can like and share the stream and see if we can get some more friendly people in here, that'd be appreciated. Yeah. The story I just remembered the story, Little Mary Mix-up story. Somebody was asking her for directions, and she kind of got mixed up with the directions.
Okay.
If you remember that, I know it's been a while. So, hey, Batgoat, Action, Toys, Mike, and then Toys, of course, said, "Hey, Robert."
I just came up with a hangman word. If anyone wants to play, I have a 1, 2, 3, 6-letter word. I'll get it all set up here.
Don't cough.
That's your guys' Christmas present.
Could the word be Dummkopf?
No, it's not a German word.
Oh boy. Well, Toys just chimed in with a letter.
Oh gosh, you guys are playing already? Well, we're not supposed to do this until Mike goes away. I'll take one letter right now. And then we're playing again once Mike goes away. All right, so
yeah, Toys put in the letter E.
And that's the first
part of the word.
Miss.
All right. Greetings, fair damsels. What ho? Oh, that's the funny man from Deer Island. I'm so glad they are calling. You'll laugh yourself sick. He does the funniest things. Who's that coming? Oh, okay. I kind of mixed that up, but oh well.
Oh, yeah. What ho?
Tell them I'll be right out. I have to slick up a bit. Slick up a bit. I guess another phrasing for doll up or get pretty or whatever.
Get duded up, as they said in the 70s.
Hello, the tide is out It's hard to get up on the dock. How do you do? Edgar, you're pushing me away. Oop! Ho, 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 ho.
Oh, that doesn't look good. That's not a good position to be in, right?
And we see why right there.
Splash.
Edgar, you come and get me at once.
Little Mary's kind of mean.
You're right, Mom. You're right, Mom. He is awfully funny. Would you mind doing that again? Edgar! Mom didn't see you. Mary's mix-ups. I call lots of folks uncle and aunt, but I'm glad they are not really uncles and aunts.
All right, T is a miss. That was a good one. That was a good one. The dude fell in the water, and she's like, do it again. He is funny.
Yeah.
The day before camcorders or cell phones and cameras. Do it again.
Yeah, my mom wants to see it. we can't use two fish like these. I'll stop and give one to Mrs. Condon. By the way, of course, Little Mary mixed up by R.M. Brinkerhoff. I'll leave one in the basket for us and give Mrs. Condon this one. Thanks so much. I'll run in and get a pen. Her cat is getting my fish. Oh boy. Here, cat, come back. Here. Come back here with my fish. Jiminy, she's taking it under the house. Well, we have to have a fish. I'll just keep the one I was going to give to Mrs. Condon. Oh boy. Here's the pan, Mary. Where's the fish you're giving me? Oh, go find it under the house. Your cat has it. Oh, you'll find it under the house. Your cat has it. Mary's mix-ups.
Because she took the fish she was going to give to her, so now the cat has her fish under the house. I get it.
Yeah. Mary's mix-ups. When a dog growls and wags its tail, I don't know which end to believe.
I've heard that one before.
Do you believe the head or do you believe the rear?
I've heard that joke before. That's a good one. That's a classic.
Uh,
Are you sure you want to do that, Toys? You guys are about to lose. I'm sorry, Mike. They don't want to wait. They keep playing Hangman.
Well, they can still play as they can also play as they're listening to the, you know. I know we usually do it, yeah, but there's no telling when I'm gonna go off camera too.
Sure.
All right. No, Mary, you can't go ashore. You haven't any clothes. Your pajamas got dirty when you tried to put out the fire on the island. They're still wet. I want to go ashore. I'll have to think of some way of getting off this boat.
I agree with Robert's assessment of Mary.
What?
Mary, you want to read that?
Mary just appears to be a female dog.
I agree. She's not the nicest kid.
Well, she is a little girl, though. I mean,
She's a little bit more rambunctious than other ones.
yeah. Anyways, maybe I could crawl into a laundry bag. They'll be taken off soon. Howdy, one lung hears the ship's laundry. More than ever this week it's heavy. Hello, my friend. I make very clean. You come back Friday. Oh,
You could say Friday if you want and ignore that dumb stereotype. Just my opinion.
yeah. Well, okay. I do know at least I know in Japanese language, it's like they do tend to replace a lot of their R's with L's.
Sure. Yeah, I know, but it's yeah.
And in speaking in, I guess, his native language, hello. He's like, ah.
He's a little surprise there. I think is the what the
A naked little child, naked little girl. I'm sure that
not
would
good. That would surprise me. I'd be like, we got a problem.
Oh, and could you imagine the hell that would be paid today if something like that happened? Could you imagine, especially with all the Me Too stuff and all that going on?
Well, you don't even need that. That should be a surprising situation to anyone.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, don't read this next one.
All right.
Well, just read it ahead.
Okay. Well, I'll skip the one word. I see what
you know what I'm talking about. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
cool.
I know what you're talking about. I'll skip that, or I'll
that guy.
Yeah, I'll euphemize it a bit more. Captain, that guy, that does the ship's laundry is here. He wants to see you. What's that? What's that you have to charge extra this week? One piece, very dirty, very hard, make clean.
Yeah, little girl.
Must slarge extra. I wash slick times. See, very dirty. Mary's makes it. Whoever invented soap, anyways.
Mm-hmm. Kids don't like getting baths.
Yep. U.S. Constitution stamp of Ecuador. There's the stamp tips.
That's cool. Stamp collecting, as you know, it was huge back in the day.
In Cuba, yep.
This would be 1938, Robert.
Yeah, right? This comic went on sale in September of 38.
September 38, okay.
See, I'll even go and take a quick peek at the approximate, maybe I don't know if it'd be the approximate or the exact So,
Yeah, the old ads are the greatest, Robert. That's Mike knows. Sometimes there's the pop guns and the starter guns. Like they sell all these different kinds of little play guns. I like those, and then I like the bikes that they sell, the decoder rings.
So this is, of course, cover dated October of 38, but the actual on sale date of this particular comic, according to this, was September 1st, 1938. So according to Mike's Amazing World of Comics, not my site, mind you, this comic went on sale in September 1st of 1938. So
Potato guns, yeah. The old potato guns, not the PVC hairspray, just the old kind of gun that you would stick into a potato. It would cock it, and then you would shoot it, and it would shoot out a little piece of potato.
okay, so here's one of the notes for this particular comic, and this is stuff we kind of already knew, but in the note section here it says scanned from a coverless issue, FC and BC from Hag, and a modest sized, whatever that all means, from an auction site. So only the IBC is missing. The non-PD public domain, I guess, Tarzan and Little Abner stories are removed. That's the point I had noticed there.
Okay.
But we already knew about that. We already pretty much theorized
Yeah.
what's going on, anyways. All right, so Ella Cinders.
I remember her.
Yeah. Okay, we're already at point.
She a high society dame that does a lot of dating.
I don't know. I think that's actually Fritzy Rich.
Okay.
Ella Cinders was the receptionist at the radio station.
Okay.
She was the one who was answering the, she had tried to pass along some of the letters to some of the radio talent.
Yeah, and then that one, the one star was kind of a, she was like an ego B word, yeah. And then I do remember that.
Yeah, Ella Cinders by Bill Conselman and Charlie Plum. And then here's the Chris Krusty thing right there. So let's see what Ella's gotten herself into this time. Gee, it was nice of Mr. Oster to invite us out here to his hunting lodge. Well, have a grand time. Did you get any quail, Mr. Rutan? No, not one. And we've walked all day. We don't even see any. I'll admit, I've never hunted before, but Mr. Oster told me the place was overrun with quail. Say, you just don't know how to go about it. I bet even Blackie can get the limit in half an hour. Gosh, I don't know how they could help seeing these quail. There are plenty of them. Boy, we will sure have a feast. What I tell you? What I tell you, Rutan? I knew they were there. They were here. Come on, Jack. We'll have another try at it. They've been gone 2 hours. Ought to have plenty of quail by this time. You mean to tell me you didn't see a single quail? We didn't even get a single shot at him. I give up. Did you go up the path toward the lake as I told you to? We went there and to that other place you mentioned. Didn't the pointers find any of you? There they're no help at all. About every 100 feet they'd crouch down like they were scared and stick their tails straight out. Sure, but stick their tails straight out. Sure, but we gave them a couple of kicks in the ribs and stopped that in a hurry.
So this is funny to me. Anyone else know how pheasant or quail hunting works? And that's the funny thing. The dogs were doing their job, and those two idiots didn't know that they were pointing at the bush, and then you're supposed to flush out the bush with a
Well,
dog that is a flusher.
well, the one guy even said he'd never gone hunting before.
Yeah, and so they said the dogs were no help. They crouched down and they'd act like they were scared, but they're pointing at the bush where you're supposed to shoot the birds from. So you have to flush them out, and then they fly away and you shoot at them. So these guys just didn't understand how to quail hunt. That's kind of the joke. And Robert,
Is quail a super
a euphemism,
for chicks,
which is funny. I gave him
no,
a point for that.
quail is a type of bird.
He's
A
joking.
quail is a type of bird.
He's joking, Mike, like chicks, like girls. So I gave him a point for that.
Love the assumptions in this comic. The joke assumes the readers will know hunting.
And that's what I was going to finish, Robert, that I think back then in 38, more people would have understood that. More people would be familiar with hunting than not.
Yeah, because back in 38, you didn't have, like, the cities were not as developed. Like,
Correct.
You didn't have as many cities developed. More of the country was more rural back
yes. Yeah, everyone hunted. I shouldn't say everyone hunted, but it was more prevalent. Sure.
Yeah. And remember that's over 80. It's like close to 85 years ago, too. So,
but I guess in general, it's just making fun of the whole thing that we're talking about. Like those guys would be coming from the city and they wouldn't understand how to hunt, especially quail or pheasant hunting.
Yeah, apparently, as we saw.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am going to prove that the hand is quicker than the eye. I fooled you that time. To see, ladies and gentlemen, I am really not gifted with magic. I simply make it appear that I am. As we talked about, of course, when we talk about like Zatara and Mandrake the Magician, you have two different types of magic. You have what they call prestidigitation, which is sleight of hand. Then you have true sorcery. And what this guy is dealing in is prestidigitation.
Yeah, Robert also assumes kicking dogs in the ribs is funny. It's not funny. I agree with you on that one.
Well, maybe back in those days, they actually did, unfortunately, think that kicking dogs is funny. Today, obviously, that doesn't fly.
No.
Again, just another example of what was considered appropriate back then versus what's considered appropriate now.
Yeah.
That's again another reason why we do this is to like kind of do a little comparative social commentary, right? Watch this right through the girl's body. I wonder how many people there were really focusing on the magic trick with the girl right there, because he's got her standing there basically in a bikini top, and
Uh-huh. And they're looking at the girl for sure.
yeah, that was not magic, simply trick, simply a trick. My job is to confuse you, to make you think you see things you don't see. To all appearances, this girl has been sawed in two, but actually, she has not. Simply a trick. Oh, Ella! It looks like Ella's the one in the box there.
No, right there in
Oh,
the audience.
oh yeah, okay. I thought it looked like her, but I guess not. This guy's swell, Ella. It just goes to prove that you can't always believe what you see.
Uh-huh.
Look at her face. Look at her eyes.
Mm-hmm.
She almost seems surprised that he just said that.
She always looks like that. She's got a Betty Boop look to her.
Watch closely now. I have here exactly 8 balls. Ah, but have I? You think they vanished into thin air? But they didn't. Sometime I'll tell you how all these tricks were done. Now, something though, I always thought though that with magicians, they, I wasn't it part of their creed they were not supposed to tell the secrets of their magic.
Mm-hmm. Magician never
What,
tells her
what
tricks.
yeah, what's this guy trying to do? Is he one of these debunkers?
20 years.
You know what I'm talking. Granted,
Mhm.
they came out a little later after this, and in fact,
Yeah.
I think DC Comics had a very famous debunker character named Doctor 13. He was kind of
Always goes in and out. And 20 years ago, there was that the unknown the radical magician. It was some guy with like a Mexican wrestler's hat. You couldn't see his face, and he's going to show you all these magic tricks. And that was at least 15 years ago, and it was really popular. And then everyone's like, "This is stupid." I don't know. It went away.
okay. The Robert is
He's kind of making a joke. I think it's pretty funny, actually.
let's see, is what we have social progress or taking a postmodernist um, passion just
Position.
position just social change. Hmm.
I think he's trying to be a college professor there. That was good.
Ah. Gosh, after watching that magician, I won't believe anything I see.
What's that famous line, right? What are you going to believe me, or are you going to believe your lying eyes?
Yeah.
Hey, May, good to see you.
Yeah, she was actually came on the other day. She was asking about you, Batgoat.
Oh, okay, it's good to see you, May.
Yeah, and if you guys haven't already, if you guys can like and share the stream, that would really help. See if we can get some more friendly people in here. That would really help out quite a bit. As we're waiting on the world to change. That brat does nothing but stare at you, Ambrose. Well, let him. Well, let him. Rubber. I'll have to admit, you had me fooled for a minute. I thought he was real. But I guess. Oh, so he I guess the kid thinks that the guy is
The guy is so stiff that like maybe he's a mannequin, and the lady yells rubber, like he's made out of rubber. He goes, I thought he was real.
I have studying to do and can't go to the rodeo, but I'll tell you what let's do. I'll tell you what let's do. Okay.
I've heard people say that before.
My roommate and I picked our horses in this race today. If mine wins, he has to make my bed for a week. And if his wins, I gotta make his bed. I picked Lightning to win, and he picked Green Flame. You're both wrong. Blooper is gonna win. I know the feller who's riding him. Hey, Tommy, I want to pick another horse. I'm stringing along with Blooper. Lightning wins. Lightning wins, and look where poor Blooper is. I think Lightning was the horse he originally picked.
Yeah.
Well, it happened like this. I met a fellow who gave me a sure tip. Going back again this afternoon? I picked a guy I think will win, and the bucking horse win the bucking horse contest. If I lose, I gotta run errands for my roommate for 3 days.
Oof.
I picked Tex Marin. better pick Tony Orton. I seen him ride yesterday. He sure knows how to straddle a bronc. I lose again, Tommy, but I should have won. That cowboy gave me a swell tip. That means you run
errands
for me. That means you run errands for me. Take this nickel and run out and buy me a chocolate bar. Blackie is too easily influenced. He ought to stick to his own selections. Here he comes back. But I asked you to get me a chocolate candy bar, and you brought me a package of gum. I'm sorry, but I met that same guy again.
Okay.
The guy is giving him a whole bunch of bad tips.
So he meets the same guy, and he's like, "Here, I'll tell you what. Instead of buying him a chocolate bar, buy him gum." Okay. Robert, we'll talk about that as we wrap up the show here a little bit. He's asking about trolls and stuff in the chat.
Oh. Dave, I asked what happened. Oh.
It's just, I think it's kind of a long topic. It'll take a few minutes to get into, so I think you should save it towards the end.
All right. Yeah, just remind me.
Okay, for sure. Yeah, we'll get back to that.
But why is he asking Dave? Because Dave's not even here.
No, he's bringing that up. Like I say, we'll get into it. It needs a little unpacking, if that makes sense.
Well, Dave Marks wasn't a troll, though.
Correct. That's why I say keep going. Like we'll get into it.
Yeah. These kids think that cowboys still do a lot of shooting, and you have to show them how good you are. I gotta go off camera for a quick moment. I'll be right back.
Okay.
All right.
Was that the joke? Yeah, that last one we were thinking. I guess that was the joke. So, anyways, yeah, Dave Marks was like one of us. He used to kind of hang out. There were some. Boy, I have it all written down in my notebook. I could go back and look at some of the names that were used by the one person, but we're pretty sure that the one guy won't be coming back. We think that would have been the one guy who came in here and was kind of attacking and saying weird things. I took screenshots of it, but he's apparently off doing his own thing, or maybe won't come back. We don't know. But Robert, I'm pretty sure. I don't know what you saw with Dave Marks, but like he was always kind of one of us type of dudes. We know for sure of the one guy who did have several accounts, and we think that won't be a problem anymore. He probably won't be coming back. That's the most likely guess.
Okay. Let me just real quickly here address, because I know you guys were just talking about it while I was off. Taking care of something real quick here. Okay, so in terms of the trolls, okay, we've had two main trolls. Okay, there's one that came about like late summer, early fall of last year, who basically was coming in and just dumping a whole bunch of dislikes in the thing.
Yeah, and real quick to cut you off, they're talking in the side, and Dave knew geek stuff too. He was really one of us, but I just from what you saw, like maybe the timing or the coincidence had lined up. There was other people that I saw too. I'm like, damn, this person's only here when this account comes in. But because the one person, like you said, you notice like all caps or underscore type names, I had to start like tracking that and go like, what is this person doing and who are they? So there was confusion for sure, but no, I know Toys is with us too. Dave Marks is one of us. He's one of our bros, and he just hasn't been back here in a while.
Yeah, and the only reason he hasn't been, he just doesn't want to support YouTube. He doesn't want to support Susan. That's his reason.
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
But let me just deal with the whole. So we've had, as I said, we had two major trolls. There was somebody who basically towards summer, late summer, early fall last year came in and was giving the thing a bunch of dislikes. That was one troll.
Mm-hmm.
Now that wasn't necessarily the same troll of the other troll. And Robert, you probably have heard of this guy before. The other troll was Testify. He was the one who's coming in calling me Chester, and that whole thing started on Critical Blast RJ's channel during one of the open mic nights. But there has been some news recently that the possibility that, as Batgoat was just mentioning, Testify may not be coming back if some of what we've been hearing is true. As yeah, exactly. I was just about to say that, Robert. There's been a lot. There's been a lot of people saying that he died, but there's been no. I guess there's been no like obituary about him as of yet. So
Yeah, I don't know. I'm going on what I heard, so I don't want to
yeah,
state that as fact. Okay, if he won't be back, that's good. Then I mean,
yeah,
that should make us all happy. And if he was
yeah,
truly war campaign, I don't shed a tear for that fool.
yeah. Yeah. Anyway, so enough of the troll talk.
Okay, so are we good, Robert? Like, does that clear up confusion, or I hope we're good. So yeah, get back into it, Mike. I'd say.
Yeah. Well, I just, since you guys were talking about why I was off doing something there, I figured I might as well just chime in real quick and just clear up who was who and all that with regard to that. So, anyways, here we go. But gosh, boss, I ain't ever shot a gun in my life. Visit, then you got to give them a show. Listen, Blackie, you have to help me. I want you to hide in the branch of the tree. Saw a tree, sorry. this will be on the ground. You'll be in the tree with this string in your hand. Every time I shoot, you jerk the string. I know I couldn't fool you, but I can fool those other kids. I gotcha. And this is the same cowboy who was. I think this is the same cowboy who was feeding him all those bad tips.
Is it that same dude? Yeah, it could be.
It looks like him. He's wearing the same clothes.
Yeah.
Gosh, that's what I call shooting. Yeah, you ain't seen nothing yet. How's this? Gosh, I wish I could shoot like that. Shoot some more. I can't. My gun's empty. Let's run over to the hat and see what he did to it. I guess I gotta go, boys. I just remembered I gotta water the stock. That's funny. There isn't even one hole in it. Hey, Tex, you didn't even hit the hat. Like heck, he didn't. He dang near blew it to pieces.
That's good.
Uh,
I read ahead just as you did, and it took me a second to figure that out. And I think we both got it at the same time and started laughing.
Yeah.
That is pretty funny. Heck.
Here's Benny. More of a pictorial comic here, it looks like. But I think we even saw this one before, too.
Okay, so he's running with the ball.
You know what Benny running with the ball kind of reminds? Well, maybe not with the last part of it.
So he took his helmet off to go, hey, all right, I'm the best. And then he trips before getting to the end zone. That's pretty funny.
Yeah, but with the way they had him running up to that point, you know what he kind of reminded me of? Forrest Gump.
Oh, yeah. Well, he's a little dude.
You remember? Run,
yeah.
Forrest, run!
Yeah, he's a little dude, and he's running through all the big guys. I think that's the whole joke, is that he's small and crafty and wiry, but then he trips.
Opportunity knocks down here. Somebody's thinking of a pumpkin there, which would be apropos considering this came out this went on sale in September, was the cover date October. So
okay, yeah,
Halloween around the corner from this point. That's why they got a pumpkin there.
Robert missed a shooting joke. So,
he missed it. Should I go back then?
Yeah.
All right.
That was a neighbor. That wasn't Tex. That was someone down behind the tree, like in the valley, the gully, whatever, underneath the tree with his sheep. And so as Tex was just wildly shooting at that hat, he was hitting the farmer down there, the rancher, with his hat, and shot that guy's hat full of holes. See?
So I'll just go a little slower go through the.
So you see that, Robert, how it's not Tex. It was just some dude that was standing below the tree, and his hat got hit by some crossfire.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, well, it just goes to show you, if he was aiming at the tree, and it would seem like, okay, so let's say this is a tree, and if you look at the angle where the farmer would see the farmer's back over here or over here somewhere.
He wasn't aiming at the tree.
Like he's shooting backwards, maybe.
He was aiming at the hat. There was a hat up by that tree on a string, and Tex and this other kid were pulling a fast one on these other kids. So there was a hat up there that he was shooting at. Every time he would shoot, the other kid would pull the string, and it would bounce up. So these two kids thought, wow, he's a crack shot. Does that make sense?
Oh, it ricocheted off to. It ricocheted.
He was firing blind. It didn't even ricochet. He was firing blindly to where he couldn't see, and there happened to be a dude down below there, and those bullets were hitting his hat. So it's fun with firearms, which. What, and you probably maybe you didn't see the illustration. I picked up, it was a different dude.
Yeah. What's so on that one?
Yeah. Oh, he got it now. So
all right. Anyways, now we're gonna go on to Fritzy Rich, and of course, Fritzy Rich by Ernie Bushmiller. Now, this of course has some. I know because Batgoat was the one who actually kind of told me about this. Fritzy Rich was kind of a strip that was a precursor to the Nancy and Sluggo strip, because Nancy is Fritzy's niece.
Well, I didn't tell you that. I kind of guessed that, and then you looked it up and figured it out, I think.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So there's a wishing stone, right? Oh boy, a wishing stone. Let's see what I'll wish for. Gosh, I can't wait till I get home.
Some good wishes.
Well, for a normal little girl, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Aunt Fritzy, did anything come for me, like dolls or candy or anything? Of course not. Don't be silly, Nancy. And she's got what looks like some kind of sign there. Out of order. Phil Fumble. Let's see what this guy's about.
That's funny.
Gosh, some hot day. Wow. What's that noise? Golly, my water pipe. Hello, plumber. Come quick, my water pipe is leaking. Hello, plumber, cancel that order. Don't come until tomorrow. I didn't have the heart.
All the doggies are having fun in their shower now, right?
Phil Fumble.
Robert, no, I don't want to make NFTs this weekend. I'm not quite sure what you're asking, but all I know is that
NFT is like non-fundable token, some kind of
fungible token. I still don't understand it. I know Clownfish is talking about it because Twitter is mad at people that are using NFTs now. It's the new thing for them to be mad about. I don't know what that means.
Well, it's it's something to do with artists not being paid or something like that. Or
yeah, they're calling NFTs as bad as Comicsgate now. So they've made it a political thing for whatever reason they wanted to.
Here's some more Fritzy Rich right here. Ooh la la! Look at Fritzy right there.
Yeah.
That's a nice look. I mean, it's not overly exposed, but
that's hot for the 30s.
Uh-huh. This is a nice place, isn't it, Aunt Fritzy? Yes, but things are so expensive here. I think I'll rent a canoe. How much do you rent your canoes for? $3. The big Jip, he charged me $3. Believe me, I don't go to that fellow tomorrow. I don't blame you.
$3 is roughly $59 back then.
59. It would be $59 today as compared to $3 back then.
Yep.
Say, mister, are there any cheap canoe places around here? Yes, that guy at the inlet rents them for 50 cents. I'm in one now. I'm in one of them. Well, no wonder they're 50 cents. It's sinking.
They're sunken.
A sunken canoe.
Yep.
Here's Phil Fumble again. I've got to get a good name for my hot dog stand. Those two trees give me an idea for a name. Okay, Mr. Fumble. I'll make a nifty electric sign. Electric signs made to order. Oh boy, that sign cost me $100, but it's worth it. Twin Trees hot dog stand. Okay. It's starting to rain. Ow! Oops. Well, no more twin trees.
And $100 is equivalent to $1,900 in today's money.
Almost $2,000 there.
Was there anything after the tree fell down?
No, there wasn't.
Wow. Okay. So that's just the joke that he went and made the money for twin trees, and then one of them is gone.
Right.
We've got you guys.
That's the last panel right there.
Yep. Okay. So you guys have two guesses left. Two incorrect guesses left on the word.
Have they made any correct guesses, Batgoat?
No correct guesses. It's a 6-letter word. Here's the incorrect ones in orange. Okay.
All right, here we moving on to the next. Well, yeah. Let me also double check where we're at on time here. Oh, so I may have to make this feature the last feature of the night. But
yeah,
I get anyways because I like Fritzy Rich. I like focusing on sometimes the female characters because they probably don't always get the attention they, especially when we do next week. Of course, we'll be starting October of 1938. Of course, with the comics that went on sale from DC in October of 38, but. Right now, we're finishing up September of 38. So.
I think we're noticing that these that the women characters here seem to be pretty solid. They're funny.
Yeah. ETAI incorrect. Let's see. Robert was asking.
ETAI are incorrect. That is correct, Robert. ETA and I are all the incorrect letters.
Okay, Robert was just asking me, what site are you using for these comics? Are they all non-pirated, public domain? This particular site is public domain. I don't know about any shadow. I know they don't have Phantom, unfortunately, because Phantom, at least the Phantom that I know of, at this point was done by David McKay Publications, and they don't have any copies of David McKay Publications because David McKay Publications at this time was the company that was doing a lot of the King Features characters like Phantom, Mandrake, Flash Gordon, Popeye. But we'll probably we do cover them and from more noteworthy stuff.
So, Robert, I know Toys has tried to do this before. Is like, so the math on this, I'm like, no, math me. Just go to the U.S. inflation calculator site, and they use inflation rate of 7.5%, consumer price index of 281.148, and they come up with a cumulative rate of inflation of 1894.0%. And you enter in the numbers, and then you hit calculate. So that's how the eggheads do it. I don't know exactly what that means, but I don't think you can break it down to one number.
Before we get too much more deeper into discussions here on other stuff, let me at least get the Fritzy Ritz and Phil Fumble features finished here.
Okay.
Oh, that. So someone lost their umbrella. It's old and worn, but I'd like to find the owner. Leave it to me, Aunt Fritzy. I mean, this is a cute strip right here. It's a cute comic. The interaction between Fritzy and her niece Nancy there.
Mm-hmm.
Here, Wolfie, take a good sniff. We'll track him down. Sniff. I hope I get a reward. Maybe I'll get a whole quarter.
That's good money. It's worth $5.
Back in those days, what would a quarter be today?
That's
$5.
$5.
$5. Sniff. That she's already thinking about how she's going to spend that quarter. See that Batgoat?
Yeah, she's got the like root beer float.
Yeah. This must be the house at last. You're a very honest little girl, and you deserve a reward. Let's see. What shall I give her? There's an idea. This is a fine reward.
I think she's being sarcastic. She doesn't like that.
Yeah, I know. I saw it.
Yeah.
This is a fine reward.
Uh-huh. Yeah, she's not happy with that.
Yeah, because we knew what she was thinking, but she doesn't. I don't think she fully understands that at that particular moment that was the perfect reward for her.
Sure.
I'm gonna get through this Phil Fumble, and then and we'll pretty much be done because we're already hour 40, I think, into it. So I'm gonna have to probably start winding down. Yeah, hour 43. So we'll do this last Phil Fumble, and then that'll be it for the reading tonight. And then, so we got through 37 of the 56 pages, so that wasn't too bad. So Phil Fumble here. I'd like to go to the beach today, but I can't stand the crowds. I wish I could have the beach all to myself sometime. Oh boy, today is a big golf tournament. Nobody will be at the beach. Hey, whoopee! Oh boy, the whole place to myself. Hot pups. This is the life.
Have you ever heard that? Hot pups? It's like saying hot dog. Oh boy, hot dog, but hot pups.
Yeah. Well, I haven't heard anybody say that, but again, that's the beauty of language, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, the idioms that were used in one generation may not be used as much in another.
Yeah, it's kind of cool.
Ice cream, peanuts, papers, magazines, candy, popcorn, gum. Yeah. Well, so much for the peace and quiet.
Yeah, there went the peace and quiet. Yeah, with all the vendors there.
All right. I'll kind of flash through stuff real quick here, just so people can.
Robert said he never heard of it. Hot pups. I'm assuming.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I'm going to read what Robert said real quick while you flash through these. He said the
All
women
right.
in these comics are actually realistically drawn and attractively proportioned and only sometimes modest, that's funny and very true. And I think they meant to do that to be like, hey, look how forward we are with, with pre-women's lib. I think these comics are a little bit empowering towards women. It's my opinion.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, I've seen a lot of, we've seen a lot of them. We've seen Special Nurse,
Nora Dunn
Myra,
or Myra. Yes. Okay.
Myra.
Who was Nora? Nora's.
Well, let's see. There's also Gilda Gay from Fiction House, from
Yeah,
Jumbo.
she's the one that likes dating though and making fun of guys.
Right. Of course, there was Sandra McLean a while back. Myra North. That's who you were
Myra
thinking.
North. That's what I said.
Myra
Okay.
North. That's why you were thinking Nora, because her last name was North.
Correct. Thank you.
No problem. I mean, I would have figured it out at some point. All right, so kind of flash through the rest of it so you guys can see the pages and stuff like that. I hope everybody enjoyed the stories we went through tonight.
They were good. Anyone got
those-
more guesses for me while we're wrapping up here? Sorry.
Yeah, we can. If anybody wants to take some more guesses at the
So
Hangman right now would be before we wind everything down here.
So I forgot what I was going to say. The what was that comic section called? The laughs. Was it just for laughs?
Oh, you're talking about the one with all the puns,
jokes? Yeah.
The jokes and puns.
Yeah.
Tip Top Ticklers.
Yes, that was good. I like that section. That was fun.
Yeah,
I like reading that.
And nice alliteration for the title of it too. Tip Top Ticklers.
Yeah, that is good.
Yeah. So let's see. The Canoe Woman was beautiful and in a swimsuit. The Magician's assistant and sexily dressed. Yeah. What's
Laletes.
Laletes?
I don't know.
The other women were generally thin and well proportioned. Yeah. Yeah, I mean these are some pretty good artwork. I focus more on the story aspect because that I'm more of a word man.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it would be nice if I could get RJ and George, some of the comic book guys, comic book artists in here a little more to comment on the artwork as well.
Oh yeah, of course. I'm just a do guy, but you know what? I will say this is my opinion, my perception, what I like as we're talking about seeing these women in comics, and these are good comics. Mm-hmm. We've gone away a little bit from the just cowboy, flyboy, sailor adventure, or the jungle adventurer every time. Like there's a bit more of a mix coming in.
Well, yeah, yeah, because remember back, as I'm moving forward here, because there's more, because now we're getting into late 38.
Yeah, and keeping the time in perspective. I know, I understand that.
The superhero genre is really starting
to pick up.
Now, doesn't necessarily mean now many of these kinds like Tip Top here, like some of Dell's features, Dell Comics features, like with Super Comics. A lot of that is still doing a lot of the reprints, which has more of the slice of life type stuff. So we're gonna, and those of course will hit every few issues or whatever.
Okay.
Like I told you, the kind of the milestone method there. Where maybe through the first 30 books we'll do every 5th issue, and then from like 30 to like 100 every 10th and or 25th, that kind of thing.
Yep.
Like next week we're going to be doing DC. I'll be making, so here's at least the plan over the next couple months here, at least through April. So over the next 3 weeks we'll be looking at comics that went on sale from October of 1930. The on sale date is October. Cover date would likely be November or December, but the on sale date October of 38. Next week, of course, we'll be doing DC. We'll probably be taking a quick peek. Obviously not at the comic themselves, but just some notes on David McKay, because I think they have a milestone issue, a 15th or 20th issue in one of their titles, and then we'll be looking at Jumbo Comics again, which has, of course, Sheena, Sheena of the Jungle, Gilda Gay, and then Quality after that, and then have
Mike,
pretty much the same thing for
who played Sheena in the 1980s movie version. I've mentioned this about 5 times now.
Tanya Roberts.
Yes.
And the only reason I know this, because you're not the only one who said it. I've heard a lot of people, whenever I talk about reading the Sheena story in Jumbo Comics, whenever I talk about reading that, people will go back to that. Like, yeah, Tanya Roberts was portrayed her in the 80s movie.
And there's actually dudes close to my age are like, I remember her when I was a kid, and she was topless in that movie, and it's very wonderful. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. The superheroes, I think, comics wandered away from the other pulp. So, well, yeah, they did. They did for a while there. I mean, as superheroes became popular, to some degree, some of those other pulps did kind of tend to slide off, even though you did see a bit of I think in the 40s, you did have a bit of a resurgence with the Western pulps. In the 50s, they started getting back into more sci-fi stuff, particularly towards the end of the 50s, into the 60s. And then you started actually incorporating some of those into the superhero genre as well.
Westerns were hot in the 50s on television.
Yeah. And you could find them because I do know, for example, Fawcett Comics in the 40s and early 50s. Fawcett Comics, which was the home to Billy Batson, Shazam, Captain Marvel. Okay. They were one of the books they were publishing at that time was Hopalong Cassidy. So that much I do know. Anyways, we're already at an hour 52, so we might run a little over, but that's okay. We're going to start to wrap up here. And Batgoat, you told me you were going to be able to stick around after the show.
Yeah.
So we'll do that.
I have a Lulz winner, but no trophy. I'll give that out next week.
All right.
And if you guys want to keep guessing, go for it.
Yeah. But before I get into this day in each history, I know we were talking earlier about trolls. Was there any more question about that, or have we settled all that? Have Robert? We answered your questions on that, right?
And thanks for bringing that up too, so we could talk about it. Sorry, I'm eating popcorn during the show, but it's in a popcorn tub. How appropriate is that?
I just want to make sure we got through all that. Big trophy.
BG trophy tease. All right. I'm sorry, my man. I'll owe you next week. I owe you. I'll bring something good next week.
So I guess we did solve it then, because I guess Robert's not saying anything more about it.
Yeah, no, I think we're good.
All right.
I think we're good. Yeah, talking about the comics right now too, which is
All right. So with that, well, yeah, we have to sometimes address it when it comes up, but I think if we got that all out of the way, so all right. So without any further ado, today is Friday, February the 11th, 2022. So why don't we go ahead and take a look back at this day in each history. History. All right. So our first stop. All right. Robert was saying, I was going to mention you were being trolled while it happened, but didn't know how.
Just when all the stuff was going on and he saw it. Yeah, it was when I was here too. It was uncomfortable being part of it.
Well, okay, the one guy who was just disliking me, that just bothered me more, because that was just, I mean, it's one thing. Okay, I understand if you dislike something and, okay, going down.
And he would do it weird too. He'd come in and like give 10 and then wait And then as soon as we would mention him, then it would go up like 7 immediately. He was just so weird and interactive with his trolliness.
Yeah. And then Testify was just a different beast altogether. But
yeah.
But anyways, let's get to some more history here, as it were. This day in each history.
If I didn't pop it on the stove, then it's not real popcorn. All right, point taken.
Let's see. So the first, excuse me, guys, my phone seems to be ringing here. So
seems to be.
What was?
My phone appears to have a life of its own. Seems to be. Chicago, they have a smashing yacht club in Chicago, don't they? Oh, yes. Yachting is difficult in Chicago. They tend to shoot at you from the South Shore. That's from a great movie called Club Paradise with Robin Williams. P. I see.
Yeah,
P was
earlier, but Debbie had actually answered your phone. I was just letting you know that I was streaming.
Okay, he's got a phone call. All right, P was guest.
Okay, can I call you back in a few minutes? I got to finish up the show here. I mean,
whoa!
Come back.
I almost lost Hangman. That is incorrect. You're one away. You're one away. He's almost dead.
Okay. Well, how did you like? You said you watched it. How did?
Robin was a good actor.
Fridays are usually the day I do the historical comic book.
Mike, mute.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Hold on a sec.
Just hit mute real quick, and then I'll entertain these mugs. I'll try to.
Sorry about that, guys.
No problem. There, perfect. Robin was a great actor. That movie, Club Paradise, was so good. You got to watch the dude hang. All right, then I need another guess. It's still 6 letters. You've got one good guess. And you know what the subject is? And speaking of toys and Canada, maybe it has something to do with that, since Brandon said he's going to help out with Trudeau's problem. The word has something to do with that going on. Toot toot, 70 song. We got a great big trucking through the night. We got a great big. Ain't she a beautiful sight? I'm going to pretend I didn't see that, Robert, because I'm giving you a huge hint. Want to fix that? I'll give you 20 seconds here to fix that last vote, that last letter. We're going to pretend we didn't see that. Someone maybe even close to my age would decipher the clue I gave with the little singing. Something's going on in Canada with Brandon.
All right, I'm back. That was my barber. I told Batgoat this earlier. As some of you may have seen, I got my hair cut yesterday.
Yes.
And when I was talking to my barber, I was telling him about.
I took the X. You're dead. You're dead. Keep going, Mike.
All right. So I was telling, and actually, he and his wife did actually watch the show a bit tonight, and they liked what we did. So
very cool.
So
I'm typing the word now.
All right. I heard. I guess the word had something to do with the Freedom Convoy up in Canada.
You said the word. Right as I just typed it.
Oh, freedom? Or
convoy. Convoy. I was trying to sing the song. We got a great big trucking through the night. We got a great big. Ain't she a beautiful sight? That's a song from the 70s called Convoy.
Oh, yeah. I remember hearing about that. Yeah. All right. So anyways.
Toys wins the Lulz trophy. I'll make it up to him next week. And Robert actually got 2 points in the Lulz this week. Good job.
Yeah. All right. So anyways, let's take a look. So First off, we're going to head back 80 years here, as on this date 80 years ago today, the 10th issue of Batman went on sale. This is the Batman title, of course, Volume 1 that ran from 1940 all the way to 2011. This was the 10th issue right here. Among the stories in it included The Isle That Time Forgot, Report Card Blues, which I believe had something to do with, Dick, not doing too well in school, and therefore Bruce having to consider, maybe restricting his extracurricular activities, as it were, if you know what I mean. The Princess of Plunder, which featured Catwoman. So Batman number 10, Volume 1, number 10, went on sale on this date back in 1942, which was 80 years ago today. There we go with that. Let's see. That was also a country song that was called Convoy.
Mm-hmm. That's what I was singing, from 1975 or so.
Yeah. All right. So, anyways, moving on to the next piece of niche history here. On this date, back 20 years ago today, in 2012, the WWE held its Monday Night Raw event from the ASU Convocation Center in Jonesboro, Arkansas. So I'm guessing that's Arkansas State University is what that probably stands for. And on the night, of course, from the looks of it, the main event saw RVD defeat Christian. Stacy Keibler defeated Tori Wilson in a bikini match.
Yay.
Steve Austin defeated Undertaker by disqualification. Let's see, Kurt Angle defeated The Godfather in 54 seconds. If you guys remember The Godfather, that was Charles White, of course. That particular character was him and his hose. The whole train. That he was a big 300 plus pound guy who was like the pimp. Pimping ain't easy. That's who that is. Goldust defeated Rikishi by DQ. So no titles obviously, but they had looks like a pretty decent lineup in terms of the show.
Did he really have a hoe train?
They would have him actually bring women out to the ring as if they were his hoes. That he was a pimp. In fact, one part of the angle was one part of that particular angle of The Godfather was, he would actually try to get his opponent instead of like wrestling him, he would say, "Well, if you can take the loss and you can have all these ladies, you can have these ladies, you can take them back and do all that." This was during the WWF's Attitude Era when
that's great.
It was, of course, at a time in between the PG eras. The PG era of the late 80s, early 90s.
Sure. See what Toys just wrote?
Huh?
Read what Toys just wrote.
No, I'm still on the page.
Just adding to what we're saying.
Yes, there was a train and a movie called The Hoe Train.
He says there was a hoe train and a move called The Hoe Train.
Oh yeah, well the move, the Hoe Train. What that was what they call a corner, like what they sometimes call an avalanche or corner splash. It's usually what you do is you do what they call an Irish whip, which is when you take a guy and you whip him into a corner, and then you just basically you run at him full blast with your whole body weight. You just splash in the corner. Usually, it's a move done more by like bigger guys.
Mm-hmm.
Like Godfather was 6'6", 315 pounds. Some other guys who were known for using that type of move included like Vader, who was like 375 pounds. Gorilla Monsoon during his heyday when he was like over like close to 400 pounds. Some of like the bigger guys, the super heavyweights, that would be a move. They'd be like a corner splash, basically.
Okay.
With their whole body. Actually, in fact, there was another guy, a guy who wasn't quite as big as the others. He was like only 6'5", 265. Rufus Jones, during his heyday, would use kind of that same kind of move. He'd call, I think he would use it more, not in the corner, but like, he'd just run at people and try to hit them with or sometimes they call it a body block, basically.
Yeah.
He called his version the Freight Train, because he was known as Rufus R. Freight Train Jones. The guy wrestled, his heyday was in the 80s, basically. So if you watched any old Central States wrestling or old JCP stuff from back in the 80s, you would have probably seen him on there. So anyway, let's see. If you whip a guy in the corner, then smash him with your body weight, sounds like a scene in a prison movie.
Zing.
Yeah.
That's funny. That's a good one.
Anyway, so moving on to the next piece of niche history. One last thing before we head out. I know we're already over the 2-hour mark.
Thanks for hanging with us.
Uh-huh. And sorry, I should have probably muted right away but I just...
You heard me yell at you, though. That was cool.
Yeah. All right. So on this date in 2017, 5 years ago today, Ao Oni, the animation, a movie by Studio Dean, premiered on this date in 2017, 5 years ago today. Ao Oni, the film Ao Oni, the animation, which is not to be confused with the anime TV series Ao Oni, the animation, which actually ended a month prior to the movie coming out. So, on this date, 5 years ago today, Studio Dean released the movie, the anime movie, Ao Oni, the animation. So there you go, everybody. I thank everybody for being here. I hope everybody enjoyed the content tonight. This is probably the first time in a while we've had more of a lively crowd.
Yeah,
pretty active crowd. So I'm glad for that.
That's cool.
Hopefully now we're beyond the holiday season and all that. Hopefully now get back into this more. I hope to see more of you throughout the week.
I'll be here next Friday, but it's going to get cold again this coming week in Minnesota, so don't expect to see me on YouTube throughout the week.
Yeah, but
I'll be up in my room, hunkered down by the heater.
Yeah, I guess I can understand that. I just hope the rest of you can make it still, and because we did have at least one interesting news topic this past week. I was talking to Batgoat about with Vic.
Yes, very interesting.
Yeah. So, anyways, I thank everybody for being here, and I will see you all on Monday. Bye.